Hello, woodchucks and farmers. Welcome back to Oceanside Forest. Middle of December. Middle of the day. Sun is up. It's bright enough, so I thought, let's come on back and make an episode, shall we? And so we shall. Been very busy between episodes. I originally thought I might go to March and just keep on trucking on through. But I think we can do enough work here today to where it's not all one continuous project. So, just to get you up to speed, well, the sawmill, currently we got 700,000 liters of wood being processed. But if we come over to here, yes, we got 2 fuel refineries because I brought so much wood down to here, we had too many wood chips. Currently in this fuel refinery, we got 864,000 liters of wood chips, and this one is pretty much maxed out. So, yeah, pretty much 2 million liters of wood chips we've had at some point in here being processed. I did a little decorating, not a whole lot, but I got some more grass around the areas. And yes, I bought some trees because, well, I got $10 million. Let's buy them instead of planting them and watch them grow. So just random trees put around here, nothing too fancy, but just getting it, you know, a little bit more colored in around here. Not much has changed here, but let's go down drive to the chickens and ducks, because with the new month, I'm sure, I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have some newborns down there. We need to get rid of the males. Sounds kind of sad saying it that way, but yeah, the males must go. So let's drive on down here. You know, in decorating, I'm still kind of shocked about Liberty, our dog. I found Liberty down on the other side of the silo. I did not know the range of the dog was that much. I really don't think, though, I've had a dog in FS22. I had one somewhere in 19, but I don't think the range was that much on it. But, yeah, so Liberty can be just about anywhere. Yeah, so I even put some grass in here. Not so much along here because there should be eggs in here, of course. Let's dive right on into here. And this is the chickens. How are we doing on eggs? Well, the eggs are starting to pile up more and more. Where's the trigger? There's the trigger. Yeah, so male chicks, well, yeah, let's go ahead and 60 of them, sell. Wait, I am on the male. Yes, it does say male, okay. Sell them, and do we got another 60? No, apparently just 5, so we go ahead and sell them. And just to be sure, females all across the board, except for one rooster, and we are good. 635 chickens is what we are at. We will go to the other page in just a second to make sure how we're doing on food, but I think we're doing fine. That feed trough still got 55,000 liters of feed into it. So let's come into here. Let's see how the ducks are doing. They're a little bit slower on the eggs. There we go. Female, 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 female. One male duck and duckling male. There we go. So let's click on that, and I'm sure it's more than 5. Yeah, it's at least 60. Sell them on up, and then double click on that, and 29. So we'll sell them. Ducklings, males, yeah. Oh no, we're not getting no money for them. 740 ducks. So that's what? Pretty close to like 1,400 birds now. So we're getting on up there. Let's go to this chart, which is going to show us more detail what's going on here. So yearly food is 106,000 liters. So yeah, from December to December, they would currently require 106,000. They got 55,000 in the feed trough for the chickens, and the ducks are a little bit more than that. So let's see, how much grain do we got in storage? So right now we got about 200,000 liters of wheat and sorghum complete. So they're more than fine on that. So I think we're all set. So the chickens and ducks are taken care of, 1,400 birds, give or take. And that's where we stand there. So are you ready to see what I've been doing in between episodes? Yeah, I've been sitting in the tree harvester quite a bit. Probably more than I should have, but sometimes I just can't help myself. I'm stubborn, I get going. It's like I'll just do 100 trees and that's it. And just keep on going. Oh yeah, there was a question about when am I going to expand these fields here? More people want to see some birch tree cutting. That may have to wait because I don't want to, you know, damage our crop. This is barley, I assume. Usually it's after the wheat harvest before I'll get into a field, but maybe expanding the fields on either side here, you know, we'll see. Will I get to it? I'm not sure when and if we will, but when we do, it'll probably be after wheat harvest. But I will get to it at some point because I know people want to see the birch trees being cut. And expanding that field will kind of help me out. I could, not get rid of, but I could use the wider equipment going up through there. So it's a possibility. Sometimes I say soon. It's not soon, you know that. But we'll get to it. I will try, I promise. So up here, yeah, it's opening up quite a bit. So much so that I even started plowing just to expand on it. But I kind of left it somewhat open so you can kind of see what's going on here. So the trees, since last episode, came up to pretty much here. And this is where the field was. Actually, let's throw on flight mode so you can kind of get a better view of it, I think. So if we go on up here. So yeah, the tree line was up to here. And of course, all the trees were down into there. So we cut all those. I plowed it on up. And you can kind of see where the forest line was. And it merged to the other field. And went on down through there. And then today, as I logged on, I started cutting down some trees here. Just cleared all the logs that were here. And I'm kind of cutting through there. I still got logs over there. That's fine. I'm not going to really get into there today. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and expand the field. And we're going to do some soil sampling. We're going to get some lime down. So that way, when March comes, it's not that big of a job. So you also may be wondering, let me go ahead and turn off flight mode so I can get in and out of vehicles. How many trees are we are at cut down? I think at the end of the last episode, we were at like just over 3,000, maybe 3,050. And currently right now, if we go here, we're now at 3,538, 108 today. So that's quite a bit. The hours on the tree harvester. Now, there's a reason why I only want to have one tree harvester. As we went over two, I can't hire a worker, which that was kind of clarified a little bit. But yeah, we can't hire a worker. And I want to see how many hours I actually put into cutting down trees. And currently I got 26.2 hours on the tree harvester. So that's me sitting in there, just cutting down trees, trimming them, doing everything that we need to do. So I want to put all the hours on one tree harvester. So getting a second one, yeah, I think they mentioned about putting one at each field. That way we don't have to keep transporting it around. But it needs to be fixed. So I might as well, we got the low boy, and it's kind of fun putting it on the low boy, bringing it back to the farm, fixing it on up and doing what we need to do. Speaking of what we need to do, well, we need to go ahead and I need to finish on plowing up and making a field here. And then I'm going to expand a little bit over there. And then we'll soil sample it. And then I'll probably have to exit the game and come back in because I want to get Courseplay on spreading lime in the field. But since I'm creating a new field, Courseplay is not going to know that it's a field. I have to kind of restart the save game so Courseplay knows that this field is here. So we'll do a quick restart, and then we'll put Courseplay, get Frank, Francine, one of those, in the Winter Wolf, the camouflage Winter Wolf, and we'll start spreading some lime in the field. And while that's going on, we will probably take the other Winter Wolf behind me, the orange one, and we'll grab the rest of the logs and bring it on down to the sawmill so those can be processed. And then I can continue on cutting down trees in between episodes. But yeah, I think, what did I say I wanted off this field? I don't remember anymore. I've got so many numbers. Every time I keep expanding, I'm like, let's hope for this. I know I want 1 million liters of harvest next season. But it's getting to a point of, dude, I would like to see 1 million liters off one field. This field in general, because that's the one we're expanding. I think that might be a stretch, but all comes down to the soil type, of course. And yeah, how much more can I get cut in between episodes? I will say this forest land up here is really, really flat, so it's making it easier. I may have mentioned it last episode. It's either one or two things. There was an update to the tree harvester, and I don't know if it's the update to the tree harvester or just my time in the seat with the tree harvester. I'm getting that much better at it. You know what they say, practice makes perfect. But then they also tell you nobody's perfect, so why you know. But yeah, I'm getting really good in that tree harvester. I'm zipping through the trees faster and faster, which is good. The faster I can cut down trees, the better. Because as we kind of calculated, we need somewhere around 3 million liters of harvest every year to feed 20,000 birds. Now, there's still a debate of, reaching 20,000 birds wasn't the original goal. The original goal was 10,000 chickens, and then I was kind of surprised that, well, I could do ducks as well. So we're doing 10,000 chickens and ducks. We're still debating on just do 10,000 chickens and maybe 2,000 ducks or whatever. But we're going to kind of shoot for the 10,000 of each. Is it doable? Of course it is. But it's the amount of time and repetition that we got to put into it is, you know, I guess it all depends on if you guys keep watching and I keep getting the likes and the comments and the enjoyment out of it. And then we'll keep on going and do 10,000 of each. But if it's only 10,000 chickens and 2,000 ducks, then probably the yield that we'll need is like 1.7 million liters, which, you know, like I said, this upcoming season, I would like to see 1 million liters, which I think we will reach. I think that's achievable. So we shall see. I mean, you may look at last year's harvest, and I think we got like 200, near 250,000, but the field in front of us, that wasn't really there and harvested last year, and that's now our second biggest field. And now what we've added to this field this year alone after harvest is huge. You can see where we harvested the field last year and how much more we've expanded it. And I think we got like 100,000 liters of wheat off that field. So let's see, 100, 200, 300, 4, 5, 6. Quick calc. I mean, we might be pretty close to 700,000 liters. I might be able to get. I mean, it's just quick math. I'm just trying to look at the size of the field down there and trying to see how many of those fields I can fit in this one. So yeah, I'm thinking we're somewhere around 700,000 liters, give or take a few. It's all up for debate, right? Like I said, it's all up to soil sampling and what kind of soil we get. But it should be in pretty good shape. We're going to have fresh lime on the field. It's going to be very, very good. I'm excited to get this actually drilled next year with the big bud and the 30.5 meter wide drill that we have. Of course, it'll probably have to be done in a time lapse. You're not going to see me do the whole thing. That's the only other issue as the fields get bigger. And this is why I've kind of stayed away from the bigger maps recently. It's just that it's a lot of work for me, which, you know, I don't mind, but, you know, no one's going to want to watch me drill a field for 45 straight minutes. Well, there may be some of you out there that will. But most people like the variety of jobs throughout an episode. So, yeah, as the fields get bigger, you're still going to see the same amount of time of me drilling, whether the field is, let's just say, 20 hectares or 2 hectares. You're going to see me drill for about 5 or 10 minutes in the same field and move on. But we need the grain, we need the sorghum, we need the wheat, we need the barley. And again, the barley, you know, I would rather just go ahead and plant wheat and sorghum because you get more grain, or we get more liters of wheat in the field than you are going to be getting from barley. That's why barley is worth more when you sell it, because you just don't get as much out of it. And planting just wheat, I would benefit more, but with crop rotation, that's where it kind of hurts us a little bit, because with crop rotation, if I just do wheat and sorghum, the rotation numbers go down quite a bit. So we got to throw the barley in there, which is not bad because the birds do take barley, just that we're just not going to get as much as we would as if it was just wheat all the time. All right, trying to get a little bit of a corner there. I think that is good for what we're doing today anyways. See, I would like to... It may not seem like a lot, but when you're doing it, it will. If I go to the map, the PDA now, we can probably see a little bit what I want to get done now. So you can see we are here. I would like to get... Oh, wow, that looks... Why does it look like a lot more here than it does when I'm looking to the forest? All right, I probably won't, but I was kind of hoping to get this whole section inside this road done by the spring. I mean, I can see through the trees, but now as I look more, like that's a lot of trees. Okay, maybe not that much, but you know, let's just throw it out there as a goal. If I reach it, great. But am I going to reach it? Probably not. But if I get that much done, wow. And if I get that much done, we could really guess on if I can reach the 3 million liters of harvest in a season to get 20,000 birds fed. That's not my goal for this year. My goal for this year was 1 million liters, and I think we might be able to do that. All right, let me fold up this plow because we are done with it for now. And I'm just going to park that right over here. I think I can turn off the engine. It'll keep on folding on up. So this field over here is the wheat field. And this is the field I'll be doing after next season's harvest. I'll probably be over on that side of the field and cutting down those trees over there. And the reason why I do the wheat field and cut that, because after wheat comes sorghum. We harvest the wheat in July. I think it's July. Hang on a second. Wheat. Yeah, in July. And then it gives me all from August all the way until April, I think, before I can plant sorghum. So it gives me like about 6 months to work around the field with no crop into it and get some trees cut on down. What I need to do is I need to go down to the farmyard, and we're going to grab whatever we jump into. It looks like the McCormick. And we got to grab the soil sampler, and we got to grab some soil samples. It's not going to take me that long to grab samples in that big of a field because we do have the modded soil sampler. That is over here if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, it's right there. So hopefully, you know, maybe 8. I forgot how big of a soil sampler we got. But hopefully it's just like 8 samples that we need. I might as well go ahead and do the whole field. Currently. But I mean, why not just do this little section down here as well? Let's get the map on out and... Yeah, this is the size of the soil samples that we can take. But I got to go to the big map to get it all taken care of. So I can see where I'm at. Okay, right here would be good. Let's lower that down. And 1 sample there. Then after I get these samples and set them in, I'll wait for the results, and then I'll have to restart the game so Courseplay can see all the fields that we extended today. And then we'll get the winter wolf going, spreading some lime, and we'll get in the other winter wolf, and we'll start doing some more tree cutting and maybe picking up some logs and bringing it on down to the sawmill. I actually thought I was going to have to feed the birds today, but they're not going to the feed as fast yet. But of course, every month now, we're just going to get a whole bunch of birds. And it's just going to get faster and faster until the coop is full at 2,000. And both coops, we're going to keep full at 2,000. So we'll have 4,000 birds. And we'll make sure that we can go ahead and feed them throughout the year. And then once we find out this upcoming harvest, how much we get, we can figure out how far we can expand. And we're just going to grab 8 birds a piece and throw them into the coop and then let them slowly fill up the other coops. Now this soil sampler makes quick work. I don't think this is even the biggest soil sampler that's available in the mod pack. I think this is the 3rd one down the line, so if you got the biggest one, it would really get the soil sampling done quick. But this is doing a lot faster than I thought it would. I don't want to get the other field involved with this. Not that it matters too much, but at least I'll just keep track of when the fields were done. And of course, when we expand the rest of the field this rest of the winter, we will continue on with the soil sampling and lime spreading. But by getting some of this done today, it's not going to be as big of a job in March. And that way, when the sun rises in April, we can just get right to planting this field. Alright, 1 more sample is all we need. Let's send those samples in. Fold up the soil sampler so I don't accidentally take another sample somewhere. Now we're just waiting for the results. And I will show the results because some people do like to see the soil samples because they know the soil types and which ones are the best and which ones are not. But like I said, in this map here, it's not like I'm going to have a great choice of what the soil samples are. Because it's not like I can just go buy another field. We own everything. I would have to remove the trees. There we go. So just $1,500 to get those soil samples taken care of and analyzed. So let me show you the results. So if we go to here, and that's what it looks like. That is what it currently looks like. Let me jump up here, and I need to move this winter wolf out of the way. Yeah, let me move this out of the way. I need to restart the save game so Course Play can see the fields that we expanded today. I gotta grab the other winter wolf, and I'll meet you back probably down at the main farm, the farmyard, and we'll be getting ready to spread some lime on the field. Alright, so this should all work just as I planned, so we'll see if it does. But let's go grab the lime spreader. Yep, needs a little bit of lime in there. We're a little bit short. A lot short. And I wonder if Course Play is going to like setting up a course for this. May take a moment. Let's see how Course Play thinks about this field. Alright, create job. Okay, it kind of detects it already, which is good. And we'll go this way. 2 headlands ought to be good. Generate course. And that did it rather quickly. Alright. Now, hire worker. Oh, Francine's on the job. We can trust Francine to get the job done rather quickly. So pH value is now perfect over here, and over here it's still good. But of course, where we got all the new fields is going to be the questionable part. I'm probably going to have to refill that a few times, I'm sure. But Francine's going to do a fine job. Yeah, up here, pH value is bad. It is bad, bad. Let's jump on over back into the other winter wolf. I'll have to reset this now because I restarted the game. Let's see, I want 1 pile of 20 meters or smaller. It's on the left-hand side, so let's go grab some logs. And let's see if I got any problems with the logs. I've been doing pretty good so far this session, previously. But sometimes these logs can be a little troublesome when they get in the back of the logging trailer. It's not the loading part, it's just when you start traveling and going down to the sawmill, the logs will tend to jumble around back there and sometimes shift. And can we say explode? Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. I need to clear all these up because if I get too many logs on the ground, my frame rate can drop. And it's like one log. I could be sitting at 60 frames and then get up. I think it's like 130 logs on the ground. Well, 130 trees cut. And it's also like you just cut one tree down, all of a sudden the frame rate just goes from 60 down to like 30. Alright, so now I'll strap those in and slowly turn around. Yeah, I even got 23 hours on this Winter Wolf, but this Winter Wolf also does the grain carting around, and sometimes I'll leave the engine running. And so right now my logging trailer wanted to tip over to the right, so the logs are shifting. Now it wants to trip over to the left. Once they get settled back there, and the autoloader's turned off, it's fine for the most part, but they'll shift around as I keep on driving. So I just keep taking off the straps and putting them on. I'll leave the straps off if they seem to be nice and settled and I don't expect any to fall off. But definitely when I get down to the corner down here, the straps are going to go on. It's kind of interesting also when you look at the logging trailer from the top view. It looks like that trailer is completely stacked and full. But today, actually this load's not that bad. There's a lot of air gaps there, and that's where the logs will shift, or try to shift. Sometimes taking this corner, all of a sudden the trailer will just start tipping one way or the other, but that load there, it looks like it's nice and smooth. Well, someone's out here watching us deliver. There's Liberty sitting right over there. Yeah, I think 2 fuel refineries should be enough. If I need a 3rd fuel refinery because I got too many wood chips, then I need to take a break from cutting down trees. That's all I'm saying. Actually, we're getting the sawmill almost full again. We're back up to 700,000 liters. At one point, I thought it's going to be hard to fill up the sawmill, and I've been doing it quite a bit lately. Of course, I have turned off a while ago making planks, only because planks, I can sell them at Billy's, but I want everything to be sold directly without me having to do anything. And I don't want to sell anything that will go to the shipyard sell point, which the price for wood here at the map sell point is ridiculously high. I mean, we got tons of money as it is, but we would have so much more if I was selling at the shipyard sell point. And as someone mentioned earlier, I could easily go into Giants Editor and just get rid of it and not have to worry about it, but I'm going to leave it as is. I am going to have to keep my eye also on Francine to make sure she doesn't run out of lime. I kind of forgot what Courseplay does when they run out of lime. Am I going to get the notification that they're out of lime? I think I will. And let's go ahead and grab the rest of these logs if I can. Get it cleared out so when I come in here with the tree harvester, I won't be having to dodge some logs. And like I said, you got to get the logs off the ground anyways. I get too many and then there's a problem. It's kind of funny sometimes though, thinking back when I made some comments earlier in the series, I was like, am I ever going to get to 2,000 trees cut on the map? And now we're at 3,500, and I know I'm going to get to 4,000. We're going to have to. And it wasn't that long ago, I was thinking, well, I get to 5,000, and I think I'm going to. At the rate we're going, yeah, it won't be that long before we get to 5,000 trees cut. I gotta switch that back to the left. I'm just trying to get all the rest of the logs here. Sometimes this thing loads great, and other times it throws the logs like almost over the other side, which is a little annoying, but you know what? It's better than having to pick him up with a tractor, because I would be here forever. And every once in a while you get, whoops, because I got it on the wrong side. Every once in a while I get one log that just doesn't want to go. And then you just got to give it a little pickup and it goes on in. There we go, all set. Well, let's go ahead and turn off the autoloader and we'll strap this in. And instead of backing up all the way out of here, let's go ahead and slowly turn out of here, and I'll keep my eye on the logging trailer because I'm pretty sure this is going to tip one way or the other. Looks like Francine is making her second way around. We'll cut across the field itself. Oh, a little bit of lag there. What was that all about? Not too sure. Yeah, I could see ourselves this maybe this summer, maybe buying ourselves a second harvester, which we know is not cheap, but then again, we got $10 million. I think the harvester, header set, and everything was like, was it $1 million even? Somewhere, not even, but somewhere right around there. Alright, I'm having a good session with the logging trailer. Alright, starting to tip a little bit there. Let me unstrap, strap, unstrap, strap. There's been a couple times where I unstrapped it when it started to tip over. And it's like a stick of dynamite was in the middle of the log pile and it goes off because the logs just fly everywhere. Now, I also should mention that there may not be an episode on Friday of Oceanside Forest. For one, I'm going to be cutting down probably more trees, and I don't want to do another episode of what we're doing here. I want to get into the drilling part, but then again, I do want to expand the field a little bit more. So Friday, you might see, this is if you're watching it live. If you're watching it down the road, it ain't going to matter too much. You might actually see SnowRunner and Construction Sim. So instead of SnowRunner on Sunday, you might see it on Friday instead. But, you know, just check because I don't know. That's why I'm not posting schedules that much anymore, because even I don't know the way things are going. It's been kind of hectic the past month and a half, it seems like. But yeah, so just be aware there may not be one on Friday, but we'll see. We shall see. Speaking of let's see where Francine is doing and how she's doing on the whole lime thing. And just as I got here, apparently the tank is empty. So we're going to have to refill this a few times. But that's okay. Lime is cheap, and we got like $10 million. And that money's only going to keep going on up. Yep, more lime, please. And this is why it's good getting ourselves the second winter whoop as we did a while back. We're using one to transport logs and the other one spreading lime. Now all I should have to do is just hit this button right here and it should continue the course. Of course now, looks like Frank Jr. has taken over, so we'll let him do his thing. He'll do just fine, I'm sure. He's got GPS to set him on through, but our lime values would be good, so when we plant in the springtime, going to go through a lot of fertilizer, I'm sure, but we got an auger wagon and a big capacity for our seed drill. But yeah, this field is starting to look nice and big. What are we up to hectares, actually? We can now see we're up to 41.82 hectares. Not long ago, we were somewhere around, what, 27 hectares? So yeah, we are expanding quite a bit here. But that field is starting to look pretty darn big. Pretty darn big. But that's where we're at, and I think that's where we're going to wrap up the episode for today, guys. I'm going to let Frank Jr. keep on doing what he's doing. I'll keep my eye on him. I'll refill him when he needs it. And I'll be up here. Nope, that's the wrong. There we go. Got to get on that page. And then I'll be in here in the tree harvester. Currently, we're at 26.2 hours. So I don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm going to at least get this cut for sure. And then if I get that all done, then I'm going to start moseying on up through that road, or to that road. Don't think we'll get there by April, but, you know, the more I get done, the better. And, of course, I got spectators, the deer. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching, as always. I'll catch you again right here in Oceanside Forest. But until then, have a good one.